Hey people, cut me out a board that I'm going to mount all my equipment on. I'm going to mount them on the board before I put it in the cabinet. So it's a lot easier. Once you mount everything here, then you can run your wires. You just stick this up in, boom, and that's what we're doing. People, I think this is the way we're going to have it set up. I think. So I got to measure out my wires and see where I'm going to put this monster. This thing here is a beast. It's like 80 pounds. I can't believe how heavy it is. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two shelves out. These two shelves are coming out. Right, and there's my fuse box. So the inverter is going to be on the wall directly right there. And then that whole panel right there will go on this side right here. So I think that'll work. I'll take these two shelves out and I'm going to move this shelf down closer to the batteries here. So we'll still be able to fit some cereal boxes or something. All right, I'll keep you posted. Okay, I am pre-wiring all the equipment. I got it all mounted on my board, and I'm running all my cables. So once I slide this into the cabinet, everything's already hooked up. I just got to run certain wires to the inverter and the batteries. So I'm gonna make this all neat where it's all, you know, mounted on here nice. Mm-hmm. So it's easier for me to do this now than.
Is there anything new in there to show them yet? Okay.
We got, like I said before, we took the shelves out and we put the inverter in. And then that panel of equipment there will go on this wall. It'll go here.
Okay. All right.
That's it.
We'll show them when you're done.
Yep. Okay, people. I don't know if you can see me. But what I'm doing now is making the battery cables. These are 2/0 gauge and really heavy duty. So right now I'm putting the lugs on. So these will bolt to the batteries. And I am using this cutter. It's a stripper, so being this thick, it's hard to cut it with regular cutters or whatever the case. So I had to use bolt cutters to cut the actual wire to size. Now I'm using this tool to trim the coating off. I guess that's what you call it. So you put this on, it has a blade in there, as you can see. So it has a blade, and you go around it a couple times. And you don't want to go too far because it'll start cutting the actual wire inside. You just want to cut the rubber on the outside. So as you go around a couple times, you can feel it to start hitting the actual metal. Then on the end, it has a little slice. So you can put this in here, like this. And slice the edge. So on this side, it didn't cut all the way through. That's okay. So see, you get a pretty good cut. And then you put your lug on. And you have to try to make sure you get all the strands inside. There it is. So once you get that on, then you crimp it with this hydraulic crimper. Now they make a couple different types. This one works really good so far. You put the, I'll show you. Make it easier, right? So I have to do this one. So you also want to make sure your lugs are turned the same way. So see how this flat here, flat there? I want to keep it kind of the same because this wire is real tough and it's hard to, you know, move around. So if you don't have those in the right spot, when you go to get the other side, if it's turned sideways, it's hard to turn it. So you want to, you know, keep an eye on that. Make sure you have them the same. So you slide it in here. Make sure it's pumping it. Now there's a couple ways to do this. Some people put this in, pump it down, and then put the wire in. But I seem to work better like this. So when you press it, this cylinder presses against that and it crimps it. So I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna make sure you get a good crimp on it. Now I like to look and make sure both dies are pretty close touching. And that kind of tells me that as far as it can go. I'll give it a little snug. Turn this knob here and it loosens up. Come on, baby. Okay, there you go. Pretty tight. On my first one, I went in and checked it on the vise. I put one end in the vise and pulled on the other side. So they're in pretty good. So now I will take my heat shrink. Now this heat shrink is kind of big, so it's